I'm your host, Doreen Barnes. In the studio with me, we have the president and CEO of the CHEO, the Children's Hospital of Eastern Ontario's Foundation, with us, and that happens to be Steve Reed. Welcome to the program.
Thank you very much. Good morning.
So I have told these nice viewers that you are the president and CEO of CHEO. But what does that mean?
Well, CHEO Foundation, just to be clear, but
Right.
what that means essentially is that I have the privilege of looking after a group of people whose job it is to connect donors and supporters from the community to support the work that takes place at CHEO, the hospital, CHEO Research Institute, and Roger Nielsen House, one of our palliative care hospice that sits on our campus.
Now, this last week in the news, I understand that there was a fire at a hospital in Ottawa, and you people stepped right up to the plate and helped out.
You know, it was a remarkable event. It was a very unfortunate event at the general campus of the Ottawa Hospital, which shares the campus with us. So they're our neighbors, and they had a transformer fire on one of their floors, and so you know, something that we certainly planned for in different ways, but never expected to have happen. And it was just a remarkable response. And one of the things that CHEO was able to do to help out is we received 17 babies from the NICU at Ottawa Hospital into our NICU at CHEO. Wow. And the photos, you know, just it tells a remarkable story of how, you know, firefighters and first responders worked with the team at CHEO and the transport team to safely bring 17 babies over to CHEO.
That's it. I mean, they all worked together, and thank goodness everything was fine.
There was no adverse effects to patients, either the babies or the number of adult patients that were also moved. There's some work to do to restore services at the Ottawa Hospital, but by all accounts, it was an incredible act by some great professionals.
People.
Yeah.
Yes. Understand exciting news coming up very, very soon, and it has to do with One Door for Care. Would you please elaborate?
Oh, I'd be happy to. So one of the challenges we face at CHEO is the incredible population growth that's taking place in this area, especially among the age group that we serve. In fact, one of the remarkable stats is that in the Ottawa-Gatineau area, the rate of growth for kids that are 0 to 19 years old is 9 times the rate for Ontario as a whole.
Oh,
and so we feel that every day. We just, you know, we do great work for the kids that get through the doors, but there's just too many that aren't able to get through, and access is a concern, wait times are too long, and families feel that. So part of the solution is to build some capacity. So we need to grow. We're too small, so we're going to have to grow our staff, we're going to have to grow our programs, and of course we're going to have to grow our infrastructure. And so One Door for Care is the name we give a project for a new tower that's going to be built right on our campus. It's a 6-story tower, and it'll integrate services from a number of different clinic locations that exist all over the city, and also bring some services from the main campus into one purpose-built tower largely for kids and families who have complex medical, developmental, mental health needs, and so it's a really great opportunity for us to add some capacity and modernize the care, a new model of care that is, you know, matters most to the families that we serve.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So when do they expect this new tower to actually be operational?
So we've got all the funding in place from the government. We've got some work to do to raise our local share, of course,
yes.
and that's where our team comes in. But we expect to break ground in the next 6 months. We have an unveiling that'll take place shortly. Next week, the government will be in town to sort of formally launch the groundbreaking of the tower. We've already started to build a parking garage, which is, you know, not as appealing sometimes, but it's always the first step in these kinds of projects, is to build a parking garage, because the tower itself is going to be built right on what's now a parking lot. So move some cars over to the new garage, but then very shortly we'll be breaking ground, and this will become a reality. We expect to open it in 2027.
Really? Yeah. Oh, that would be awesome, won't it? So what is the catchment area for CHEO?
Well, you know, we go by the name CHEO now as opposed to Children's Hospital of Eastern Ontario for a couple of reasons. One, we're no longer just a hospital. We're a school, we're outpatient clinics, we're a hospice, you know, so many things beyond a traditional hospital. We're also not just Eastern Ontario. So our catchment area, as you suggest, is Eastern Ontario initially, but also now Western Quebec, Northern Ontario, and we're actually the referral site for our friends in Nunavut as well. So much bigger catchment area than when we were first built 50 years ago.
Yes, my heavens. Well, that's just amazing. So in order to help the research teams and all of the costs that are associated with making people and children better, you have to have fundraisers, right?
We sure do.
And right now, there is one that in particular that is happening, and it's the dream of a lifetime.
Yeah.
Tell us about it.
Yeah, so it's an exciting fundraiser for us. It's always our biggest fundraiser of the year. So Dream of a Lifetime is how we refer to it, and of course it's just that. It's a Dream of a Lifetime lottery where a winner will receive a beautiful new 4,500 square foot home in Manotick, and a grand prize package that's $3.2 million. So it's a big package, a big prize. Lots of early bird prizes as well. We've got a $250,000 early bird prize coming up on the 17th of November for anybody that's got a ticket by then. But the key thing is this is a key fundraiser for us, and so as we always say, we hope anybody that buys a ticket just feels like a winner just because of the support they're providing to the kids and families that we serve.
And it's for the kids.
Exactly.
It's to help these children become better.
It's how we do what we do. We sit down with our counterparts at CHEO and Research Institute, Roger Nielsen House, with funds raised by events like this, and we can say, how can we help? And those, exactly how we help will change from one year to the next. But there's always needs in terms of capital and programming and support for the staffing complement that is trying to address some of this growth in population that's challenging us so much.
Off camera, I had said to you, you wanted to know whether or not we're going to talk about fish, and we're going to talk about fish. Please tell our viewers, because it is exciting. I never knew this happened, and I just think that they'll find it interesting. Please tell our viewers about the fish.
Well, it's a fascinating part of what we do at the CHEO Research Institute, and we have a fish lab, which sounds funny to say, but we have a lab full of tropical zebrafish, and what's so interesting about it is at the genetic level, zebrafish and humans are remarkably similar. In fact, 70% of the protein is shared between our two species, which, to somebody that's not a scientist is fascinating. But what that means is we can use fish to zero in on very specific treatments, particularly for oncology and cancer. So we can inject fish with the cancer cells or tumors from an actual patient and then test the treatments on a fish, and the fish respond very similarly to humans. And so, the researchers can go back to the attending physicians and say, here's the treatment for that specific patient that would have the biggest impact. So it's an area of medicine called precision medicine or personalized health, and it really is the future, and it's something that's very much part of the research that's taking place at CHEO.
When you told us that just blew me away, and I thought, my heavens, I hadn't heard about it, and it's awesome. It's awesome. So ballpark figure here, how many lives actually would be walking through CHEO are using their services?
So over the course of a year, we touch about 500,000 people every year, and that would include clinic visits and surgical procedures and medical procedures and so on. And some of them are repeat, but about 500,000 visits or touch points each year with children across the catchment area. Yeah.
That is amazing, just amazing. How long have you been at CHEO?
Well, I joined CHEO on the hospital side in 2015, and then I came over to the foundation in 2017. So it's about 8 years now for me.
Wow. You people do amazing work there, all the staff and including the foundation, definitely. Now, there's one thing that I did want to mention, and I don't think that our viewers are aware of this. It's with reference to CHEO. And I happened to see it online the other day, and it said that Forbes ranks CHEO among the top Canadian hospitals in 2021 and 2023. That's not all. Newsweek says that CHEO is among the 2023 world's best hospitals. I mean, my heavens. And it's just a stone throw away. Really, we're so close.
We're very lucky to have it in our backyard. For folks in the Brockville area, they'll know that we've got a great local hospital in Brockville General, and we've got a great pediatric hospital down the road at CHEO. So we're very well served, and we're proud of that, of course. But the facilities is where we put our efforts in terms of fundraising and that sort of thing. But the fact that we can, be as accomplished as that is really the people that are there. And I work every day with some fantastic clinicians, some fantastic nursing staff, and allied health professionals. They're great at what they do, but they're great in the way they do it. And we hear that all the time. And the only thing that challenges us at this moment is that we do great work for those that get through our doors, but there's too many that just aren't getting through the doors. There's too many people on wait lists. There's too many people struggling for access to care. So some of this work we're proposing to do in the next number of years to build capacity, grow our teams, grow our programs, is just to make sure that we're reaching as many people as we can.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, you've got a very, very dedicated team up there in CHEO and the CHEO Foundation. Thank you for coming in and sitting down with me today. I really, really appreciate it.
My pleasure. Thank you.